safe to say, Evil Geniuses, they have a mountain ahead of them. Team EnVyUs, Harry, is absolutely no joke.
Yeah, they are no joke. We saw yesterday, obviously not getting the result they wanted against Optic Gaming. They're fierce competitors and rivals for a long time, but you have to remember, this is a team that took down Oxygen Supremacy yesterday, who were a team that were taking things very, very seriously in this tournament, and they were on fire. So, yeah, here we go. Game number 1, capture the Flag Coliseum. The desk said, one of EnVyUs' better game types. Let's see if Evil Geniuses can kind of disrupt their rhythm early on and see if Snipe Down and the boys might get a little bit flustered.
All right, rock and roll. Let's get this show on the road. Lunchbox now kicking things off with his POV. One person below him. Hey, we've actually managed to get the player POVs up. Woo. So here we go. We can move on with some face cams, boys and girls. Sniper Rifle just down in the tunnel. That's going to be who will fall. So Sniper Rifle, Harry, is going to go in the hands of Evil Geniuses, but it's Miquin who collects the rockets.
Yeah, Miquin does have the rockets and perfect shots from him too. This is why EnVyUs is such a good team on this game type. They definitely know that prioritizing the rockets is one of the most important things to do on this map, right? How many times have we seen important kills being made with this weapon? Miquin getting this weapon early on means he's going to be able to push in very aggressively and get easy kills like that, but he will be taken down early on there by Roy, and Roy's actually just picked up 2 in a row with the snipe. He is lost alive, but if he could get 3, that would have been lovely, but unfortunately he will be taken down, and now it's going to be Hook to start moving this flag for Team EnVyUs.
The unfortunate thing about that one person being there, I mean, that's good that Hook's gone down. The flag's actually made it across, so a nice Kobe will get it across the map, but are about to say before he died, Pistola will collect those rockets that Miquin dropped earlier on. One player above him. He's trying to find him. He's lost him around. Opts to hold back and whip out the DMR, which is fine because he's going to save that rocket in his chamber. Gets the reload. Looking towards his flag now. That's pretty much going to go in and put 1 on the board for Team EnVyUs. If someone can come straight off the spawn, put it in the back of the net, and there you have it. Envy 1-0 up in less than 2 minutes, Harry.
Yeah, it was actually Miquin from Team EnVyUs who was able to put that flag in, and this is kind of why we're seeing EnVyUs' dominance on this map in the past. They are so good at getting those rockets, getting players around the base, blocking the spawns where they need to be, and then starting to move the flag in an orderly manner. We saw Roy, despite him getting those 2 kills with the snipe in his own back base, there was still enough EnVyUs players collapsing on the base. I actually want to swap over to the Evil Geniuses side. This guy has been making waves on the online scene. A lot of people doubting him as the pickup for this team, but so far he's been fitting in like a charm. I want to see what he can do here on a big stage.
Unfortunately, a mouse and keyboard won't save you when a rocket comes flying towards your face. He goes down. That's going to be Pistola, who will be allowed to continue creeping around the map. However, the flag's on the move. A bit of an unorthodox route, Harry, going straight across the rocket ramp. I've got to say, but hell, if it works.
Yeah, and it was actually Lunchbox who's doing that. We can see tapping buttons right here, just whipping the beat down a little bit. Maybe a little bit of T-Rex arms right there. It was Lunchbox who was running the flag, but now it's going to be Roy actually to put this in. 3 down for EnVyUs, and EG, they're starting to roll right now, especially with Lunchbox with the rocket launcher in the EnVyUs base.
I'm watching that kill feed. It's just Valkated. I believe that may have been a triple kill, so he allowed to at least keep Team EnVyUs back in their base, keep them in the death screen, keep coming up the respawn, which did allow Roy to move that across the rocket side, put that flag in. Now we're all drawn up 1 apiece. He's left in no man's land, does get the beat down. If he gets that kill, it'll be huge, but unfortunately Pistola, he is too good for that, and he's not going to let it happen. Look at who's managed to get the rocket straight on the respawn. Once again, Harry, on point, on time, it's Miquin.
It was actually Lunchbox to grab the rockets first off, but no! NA rockets, that's not good enough. Tapping buttons is fighting out of his own base, but I was going to say the kind of key swing point in the game at the moment is going to be the sniper that's just come up. Hook picks up 2, and now he's going to be able to push in a little bit. In fact, he's going to back off. I like this decision. He is already weak. Let's free up those spawn points, especially when you have a teammate with sniper. That's going to be Miquin once again, the power weapon controller on this map right now for Team EnVyUs.
Yeah, you called it Hook dipping down low. There's no point in giving away an easy death. Miquin's going to track back just to make sure nobody is allowed inside the Team EnVyUs base. He's going to take a point over here on Rocket Corner. We'll see where else he goes from Red Elbow. Just going to watch that kid, make sure he sees one body. It hits him in the face. Lunchbox gets his sandwiches ripped straight from him across the map. Down he goes, catches the legs. Doesn't matter, doesn't need a sniper rifle to finish that one off. There's another one as well. Harry, though, Miquin, he's covering these rockets. They're up in 10 seconds. EG, they have to kill him. They have to get him out of this position because he's just going to pick faces, and more importantly, he's going to stop Evil Geniuses making the way to that rocket.
Yeah, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in terms of pushing Miquin in that position. You saw they realized the rockets was coming up, did Evil Geniuses, but probably didn't anticipate Miquin to be that pushed up. He does have Snipe Down, who you can see in the kill feed was just taken down, pushed up a little bit ahead of him. That would have solidified the rockets in Team EnVyUs' favor as well, but this is pretty scrappy so far, honestly. 1 flag apiece at the moment. This next rockets could be vital. It's actually an Evil Geniuses member. I believe that's going to be tapping buttons. In fact, no, it's going to be someone else on the EG side to pick up the rockets. So right now, Miquin actually has to be very, very careful that he doesn't get picked off by Lunchbox, who is actually across the map with the rockets himself at the moment.
He's extremely aware of this rocket side, just keeps creeping back to the elbow, and honestly so he should be, because if someone's going to come down, especially if they manage to bring those rockets over this side, it's going to be an easy and free kill. Miquin super aware, gets the call out. Roy will fall, easy one for him. Still, the sniper rifle though, plenty of bullets in the chamber. Just been a nuisance, so fair enough, Harry, he's not getting the kills, but just him being alive, just him being in the position, it puts so much pressure onto EnVyUs.
So you can see that kill in the kill feed right there. Lunchbox was the man with the rockets. I was kind of watching him on our player cams at the moment, and he was playing super duper passive, and that's why we weren't seeing Miquin push in right there. 2 kills though again from EG. Falcated with one, Lunchbox with another. This is the kind of time where they need to start getting their shields back and push up. Grab a little bit more map control, because you can't be super passive against this EnVyUs team, because we know what they can do with map control. Hoop picks up one, I do believe, and Pistola, despite him being across the map right here, if he takes down Lunchbox and grabs this snipe, the flag will already be on the move, and they're that much closer to getting the second capture on the board.
Lunchbox with a nice tag on Pistola will force him off, so he does stay alive. Sniper rifle in hand. Roy in the kill feed, takes down Snackdown. Miquin answers back and takes out Roy. One-on-one battle here though. Lunchbox versus Pistola. Ex-teammates. Oh, that's a spam charge from behind. Tapping buttons, comes out of nowhere. Gives him the elbow to the back of the head. He'll go down. But now himself just been here. Perfect shot comes in. What a great position. He needs to pull that flag though. He's got to get in. I don't think he's going to be allowed to, because there's too many members of Team EnVyUs. He's got to run. He's got to pull now before they get out. And that's a brilliant touch. Can he get it off the platform? If he does, that's an amazing play, Harry.
Wow. Yeah, that's so vital, especially at this point of the map. They had EnVyUs pinned in their own base. The snipers just come up. We can see right now that player, I believe that is going to be Miquin with the sniper on the EnVyUs side. He was just taken down. The rockets have come up too, and now we're in kind of a standoff. I honestly give the advantage right now to EvilGeniuses, because this man has the rockets, and if he can take down the flag player, he could maybe even get a return.
Not like this. Just firing rockets into the base and finding faces. That one player's got to be tagged up at least. Looking for this last player. Rocket goes down, whiffs one, whiffs a second. Uh-oh, Hook says, get the hell out of here, Lunchbox. This is my flag. Jabs him in the head. That is a choke. That's
something you absolutely have to finish off if you are Lunchbox. There is no way you can let Hook get away with that, saving the day. But once again, more kills going in favor of EvilGeniuses. Been very impressed with what I've seen from them so far. Don't forget, this game only tied 1-1 at the moment. If they win this standoff, they're in a great position. Only one flag capture away from winning this game. The next kind of important part, of course, is going to be pushing for this return, and something that EnVyUs do so well is grouping up and using the flag as a weapon as well. Pistola with the flag in hand right now.
Man, you hate to see it happen. That's, I mean, as you mentioned, it's good play by Hoop to get that kill with the flag, but honestly, it's even worse from an EvilGeniuses point of view to miss 2 rockets. What an absolute balls up of a play. Lunchbox is moving out just a little bit overzealous, but then again, he didn't want to stick back in the base, which is absolutely fine. He does have no defense, saying that he had Roy. All of a sudden, they need to kill Snackdown. Can they get it? Snackdown says, no, not today, my friends. Hoop calls, he collects. 4 minutes remaining on the clock, and once again, EvilGeniuses, they're pulling another flag. Snackdown is absolutely on a tear.
That was an
overkill comes up in the feed. It's going to be good night, EG. Pistola runs this one across, and that is how you play. Capture the flag on Coliseum. GG Envy, what a comeback.
Wow, what a game to start off Championship Sunday. We said Envy are so good at grouping up. The 3-man push to collapse on Lunchbox, who was admittedly pushed up a little bit too aggressively with that flag, trying to make a play. And they did just that. They flooded the flag player, got the return. That was 2-1, but then Snackdown with all 4 in a row. The overkill was something special. We will go through the stats right here. Check out the assists. Only Snackdown, the player, not to make double-digit assists. But hey, he got an overkill. I'm pretty sure we can forgive him for that one.
Game 1 Championship Sunday. And he's dropping 16-11 with an over. I mean, to be fair, you've got to say that over in itself, just keeping EvilGeniuses back in the base, keeping them in the respawn screen, Harry. That single-handedly, obviously a couple of people carrying the flag help, but that generally caused the game winning. That was the game.
It did, and honestly, I think that was kind of EvilGeniuses to throw away right there, to be honest with you. I mean, we saw Lunchbox, this play right here. You have to make that kill.
Feels bad,
You have to, because if you do, fair enough, he probably doesn't get the return, but still, he will take the flag player out. That'll force another one of EnVyUs to come back, and then all of a sudden the 3-man push that we saw inevitably get the return for the second flag capture, that doesn't happen because one of those players has to go back for that flag. So a couple of what ifs here for the boys on your screen. Going down 1-0 early on against Team EnVyUs is something they did not plan on happening. Game 2 is going to be a big one.
I'd be tilted at that rocket. I'm still rather upset. 2 rockets and a flag guy, and he just turns around and just punches you in the face like, boy, what are you doing here? Get out of here. A little bit unfortunate. I'm not necessarily going to say that cost them the game, but it cost them that return at least.
Yes.
You can definitely say that.
Well, I mean, we say it might not have cost them the game, but you have to remember immediately after the return and then the second flag capture.
Yes.
They started running another one, and Snipedown kept getting kills. So eventually, you know, we saw the overkill medal on screen. Again, if you get that return right there, if you kill the flag player, one of the players comes back. You know, a lot of what ifs here for EG in game number 1, but they have to forget about that now. Game 2, if I remember correctly, will be Plaza Slayer. And the Evil Geniuses, from what I remember from seeing them in the North American Pro League, quite good at Slayers. So
yes,
this would be a very good one for them to bounce back, right? I mean, the key one in this one is obviously shutting down the 2 men on your screen who are, I don't know if you've heard of this, pretty good with the sniper. Who can snipe down? They're okay, I guess. If you shut those 2 guys down, you might have a chance. Get the sniper in one of your boys' hands. I've seen Roy early on in that game with the sniper hitting some nice shots, so get the power weapon in his possession. You start setting up more effectively for the overshield because of the kills you get with that power weapon. Maybe EG can bounce back in this series.
49 kills in total for Evil Geniuses in that last match, 57 over for the boys in blue over on Team EnVyUs. So, you know, only outslayed by 8 kills. It's not a massive amount, but, you know, it's not a Slayer, Harris. It's all about how many flags you can capture, and unfortunately, well, Team EnVyUs, they did it better. We are rolling on in to game number 2, as Harry did allude to. It's going to be Plaza Team Slayer. Talk to me about Plaza, Harry. One thing you did mention yesterday, how electrifying and how dangerous Sniper Rifle is for a team when it's in the enemy's hands.
Yes, Sniper, probably the most pivotal point on this map, coming up every 3 minutes. That means around the 6-minute mark, and obviously at the start of the game as well, both the overshield, which by the way comes up every 2 minutes, will be coming up alongside the sniper at that time. So you want to kind of play around those 2 points in the map. You want to make sure you're getting the sniper every 3 minutes, obviously, but when the overshield comes up, setting up for those ones especially is all about controlling either blue or around that posters area, because if you get those 2 controlled, or one of those 2, it's a lot easier for you to move towards the overshield without being shot. You get a little bit of cover from that top middle brick. I know a lot of players prefer to try and control the poster side because the brick is a little bit closer to that side, so they can grab the overshield without having too much damage being put on them, which reduces the risk of it being burnt. But just watch out for that. Every 2 minutes, teams are going to try and grab posters or blue control here on this map and try and get that power up, which spawns at top middle.
Well, the server is live. Spartans are a go. Slayer on Plaza, game number 2. First team to get 50 kills will be your victor, or once the time runs down, whoever's got the most will also be the victor. Kicking things off with Roy's POV. 2 of them steamboating straight over to the cinema platform. Sniper's going to be there. They'll back that one. Zooms in, misses 1, misses 2, looking for that 3rd. Can he find a headshot? No, he cannot. Light rifle comes down, I believe. Yeah, like 3 bullets wasted on 1 player. Make that 4. Now he's giving away his position. Does tag him up. Needs to get this kill and needs to get the hell out of there, Harry, because he's got no defense.
Yeah, you can see him trying to rotate towards his team right here. You see the Spartan IDs through the wall. He knows there's going to be players around him, and if he gets caught with this weapon, then he's obviously going to surrender it to the EnVyUs side with such dangerous players, such as Miquin, who he just took down. But Miquin did take down tapping buttons first, and hey, check it out! Gold rec pack, active camo 67. Go on halo.gg. Get that gold pack, baby. You ask for codes, you're getting them.
I did like what he was doing, though, obviously, making his way to tapping buttons, Harry, so at least could give him that level of defense. But once tapping went down, we saw 2 players then push straight onto Roy, be aggressive. And unfortunately, that whole player has surrendered the sniper rifle to this young man. Big Daddy Hook looking for some faces, and if anyone's going to find them, it's him. Nice rotation though, moves away from the enemy team, moves back to his teammates here. Now he's got a little bit of room to breathe and plenty of places that he can move between.
So this is kind of the time, and you can see right now where the game slows down. Check out the timer in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's around 10:30. Around the 10-minute mark, that's when teams are starting to make their way towards the overshield. I do believe it was around the 45, maybe even the 50 mark that the first overshield was burnt by, I do believe, Lunchbox. So both teams, I believe, will be knowing the timing on that one. That's why the game slowed down right now. Both teams waiting for that power-up to come up, and Hook is trying to get some faces right here. He's trying to find a few of the EG players that want to try and peek out, but at the moment, looks like he's not finding any luck, and that's why he's moving towards blue. We spoke about it before the game, Sims. Getting this blue control and getting posters control is very important in terms of getting the overshield, and check it out. It's EnVyUs at the moment with both. Here comes the push, though, from Evil Geniuses.
Yep, we'll find out how this one plays out. It looks like one team will be taking the lead any second, and it's going to go. In fact, no, it's a draw. Hardscope comes in. Hook doesn't find his target, though. The OS will fall into the hands of Pistola. The Wizard grenade goes down. Hit markers are found, and I like the play. Not bother challenging that guy over on the Prius. Either wait for one of your teammates to take him out, or just get the hell out of the dodge and make sure you use this OS to its maximum ability. We'll get the BR as well. So, the players, what do you do? I mean, you look at that, they are down by 2, Harry. You don't want to surrender this OS just for a waste.
Yeah, based on that kind of contention right there, that kind of fight, you have to remember, oh, nice stick right there from Lunchbox. Before that fight around the overshield, it was tied 5-5. Right now, you still have Hook with the 2 bullets off his snipe, and you're only down by 1. So if you trust in this man's ability, as EnVyUs have rightly done in the past, you fancy them to get right back in this game. The problem is right now, though, is that they are far away at the moment from that sniper, which is just coming up. Only 1 bullet right here for Hook, and it's being combat evolved, actually, away from the Evil Geniuses players. Very nice play there from EnVyUs. Could be 3 down for EG, and it is. Wow, just like that, they take the lead.
Moving up, top gold, just taking a look around. We're looking across the spectator POV, making sure we're going to try and get, as this game is a little bit slow, we'll try and get an Astro listening teed up in the back. Finally, Hook goes down. Mikwin will pick up the next sniper rifle, and it's the man who can find faces. It's this one. Beanie on his head, ready to rock and roll. Let's see what he can do. Definitely going to get some call-outs. You look at Snipe Down and Ola's POV there on the side. You can see they are flashing. You can hear the bullets, and both of them working together in tandem. How they take down Valkated and Roy. Mikwin can kind of just do what he wants. He knows where they're going to be spawning, or at least where they're going to be coming. Tags up one, probably going to get a call out to his teammate that he is behind, but he's tapping buttons who wins that battle versus Hook. Snipe Down then comes in with the assist, and he will at least finish off Lunchbox.
This is the area of the game where EG really can't afford to be sloppy, and don't let Mikwin heat up with this snipe. At the moment, the sniper is in the hands of Mikwin, but the overshield's coming up soon. They're down by 6, are Evil Geniuses. They need to make sure they push this man and get into a position where they can grab the overshield, but now they're down by even more. The overshield is up. It's going to be Snipe Down to pick that one up, and twice in a row, the overshield goes into the hands of Team EnVyUs, and Mikwin, that stick off the wall, man, that was something fierce.
The interesting thing there, you saw down in the kill feed, back-to-back-to-back 2 players. There are 2 light rifles currently in play, and we've said before, the light rifle is a very sick, nasty weapon. Goes for the snapshot, picks up the double. One player comes in to at least give him a hand with the OS as well, and now he's going to track back. Watch them spawning inside yard. Welcome to the party, my friend. Roy goes down once again. Disrespectful. First he sticks him in his face, and then he gives him a bullet also just for the fun of it. Looking down in Hotel, there's 2 more players there. He is forced to back up. Wow. How confident have you got to be when you've got no shields to be challenging shots like that?
Yeah, to be tagged through the window from that player, Lunchbox up at Nest 4, super confident, and you can see why. His shot at the moment is very much on point, only missing a couple out of this sniper kind of clip. Remember, before the game, I was talking about the 6-minute mark, the overshield and the sniper coming up. This is a kind of point of the game where EG, if they slow down, maybe get a couple of kills in their favor, maybe they can get themselves back in this game with the assistance of the overshield and sniper coming up in around 30 seconds time. So key team fight coming up soon, but Mikwin, my word, Sims, this is an insane performance from this man.
I'd like to know what he kind of shouted then as he put his hand across. I'm assuming that means forget about it, leave it. Either that or he's completely down. Maybe he was starting to walk away from goal because he knew how many people were there. That's going to be Hookah will dip down at Pikes. That sniper rifle, more than like, I don't remember, I don't recall how many bullets it had left. But if there is any, it's going to be surrendered to Evil Geniuses. And my God, they need a lifeline right now. 6 minutes remaining on the clock. And it's 18 to 32 in favor of Team EnVyUs. Easy kill for Lunchbox up here on pipes. He's definitely got, you know, he's got eyes across the board, Harry. He's got a lot of space.
Yeah.
However, he's not really finding anybody.
Yeah, good couple of kills, though, there from Evil Geniuses because the overshield was just coming up. Don't forget, they didn't grab the last two. It was EnVyUs who grabbed that one, and you can see because they know the timing on it, Pistola trying to make a play right there. This is really the time of the game where they can get back into it because Roy, off of our screens, has a sniper, and tapping buttons has the overshield, although that's just been burnt as Hook ground pounds him off stream. But check it out. They're only down by 9 now. If they can slow down the deaths, win these next couple of fights, but snipe down with 2, that's going to definitely stunt the progress of their comeback at the moment.
Yeah, Roy's going to help his teammate out there. Now 2 of them down here on U-turn, checking driveway also. One player, though, getting aggressive. That's going to be Falcated. Will push in hard. I'm seeing how this one goes, but in doing so, he's surrendered his teammate Roy. Roy will trade one off and get a reversal. But all of a sudden, Falcated goes down. 2 players there, kind of both. A little bit of a miscommunication, Harry. They both split off 2 ways. They were separated. Both went down. Fair enough, there was a trade of 1 kill, but fortunately, give away 2 at the same time. Mikwin back with the sniper rifle. And again, look at all that ammo, baby.
Yeah, lots of ammo to play with, and EG, that really was their chance to get back in this game, in my opinion. I mean, they got the kills, they got the overshield, they did exactly what they needed to, and they had the sniper in their position as well. So the question is, what was the play call right there from Evil Geniuses? Why were they pushing into yard? Was it the fact that they had to go to driveway to try and get away from some of the EnVyUs players pushing them, or was it just a missed rotation from them and maybe a missed play call in game? I'd like to hear the communication to figure out that one for sure, but yeah, it's a tough one, definitely. A bit of a mistake there from Team Evil Geniuses, in my opinion.
So, we're going to run the clock down here. Still everything to play for Evil Geniuses. However, we do have EnVyUs well and truly in the driving seat. And when you've got Mikwin doing stuff like that, unfortunately, it's going to cause them all kinds of a headache. Excuse the pun. Going to challenge this kill. He does know he's got some support. That one player is going to be running away. He'll probably pick up 2 here. No, he will not, because Pistola's there with a beatdown. Tapping buttons will fall. And now we're just going to count this one down. 5 more kills remaining. 8 bullets remaining in the chamber here for Mikwin. See if we can find any more bodies, Harry.
Yeah, Huk is actually at top middle right now. He's just going to pop that overshield into his chest, and with that being said, that's Evil Genius's hope back into this game, in my opinion, completely out the window. When you give this man an overshield, he's going to make the most of it. Snipedown actually having a great game of his own, picking up 2, but we can't swap off the 2 POVs of Huk and Mikwin, because to be honest with you, they're the men doing a lot of the work in this game for Team EnVyUs. I mean, how many times have we seen Huk pick up the overshield and Mikwin just controlling this weapon throughout the majority of the game?
Well, doesn't need sniper rifle whatsoever, because in the kill feed we'll see a perfect kill coming out from another player of Team EnVyUs, and that will seal the deal. NV take game number 2. They are now 2-0 in the series. They see out Plaza TS 50-35. Nice big scoreline. But unfortunately, as this is a best of 5, Harry, the worrying thing, Evil Geniuses, they are about to be eliminated from the competition if they lose this next match.
Yeah, we didn't see too much of Snipedown that game, but a 15-8 performance from him will definitely be helping out EnVyUs in terms of winning that game. And I saw him in the kill feed a lot, man. I wanted to swap to his point of view so much, but when Huk has Snipe and Overshield and Pistola and the boys are working together so very well, and it's just hard to swap away from Mikwin. We saw the shots he was putting on display. I mean, look at that one, and then check out this stick off the wall right here. You know, it's so hard to move off of this man's POV when he's putting up highlight shots like this. You know, I would love to see more Snipedown POV, maybe in the next game, but, and again, commiserations to Team Evil Geniuses in that game in terms of POV control as well, but, you know, most of the time, when Mikwin has snipe, you don't want to be moving off his point of view.
And it's hard as well, you know, when we watch these guys, we want to see Evil Geniuses do well. It's a team that got some legendary players on it. They've not had the best of run in recent, I want to say recent years, to be honest with you. However, they have stuck it out. The organization has stuck with Halo. The players have stuck with Halo. You know, you got to look at Roy and Lunchbox constantly going at it, constantly grinding, constantly giving it their all.
Yeah.
They've made main stage on Championship Sunday, and honestly, I think a few people would have doubted that.
And what we have to remember as well with the new settings, I think Roy and Lunchbox definitely better players because of that as well, right? Because back in the day, you know, you think of the old Halo 3 days, Roy was one of the best shots in the game. Now you take the assault rifle, the automatics out of the game, you only have precision weapons for him to play with, and all of a sudden it becomes less of a fair fight almost, because Roy's shot is, you know, one of the best in the game and has been for quite some time.
All right then, guys, we are going to get this third and potentially final game underway. But before we do, we've got a little video for you. Check this Xfinity speed just now on your screens right now.
My name is Justin Brown, and I play under the gamertag Roy.
My name is Jason Brown, and I play under the gamertag Lunchbox.
And we're from Urbana, Illinois, and we play under Evil Geniuses.
The most annoying thing is just probably the bickering that we do in game, practicing. We're very competitive, and we don't like to see the other make mistakes, so...
Definitely those little subtle remarks. Maybe you get outshot or make a bad play in game, and then you hear your twin brother going, or, oh my gosh, and that just makes you want to grab him by the neck and give him a hard time.
I mean, both of us have a love for the game. We've been playing Halo since Halo 1, so probably 13 or 14 years now, competing for 10. So, you know, we both have a very immense love for the game, and it's treated us well.
I'm a higher level in Halo 5, so I'll let the statistics speak for themselves.
Our first real competitive game, which he probably doesn't remember because I beat up on him in it, but was N64 Super Smash Bros. We drove down to Florida in my dad's van, and he hooked us up a TV in the back with the 64, which back then wasn't easy to do like it would be now. But so we played Super Smash Bros. All the way down, like 20 hours of Florida. It was great.
I mean, probably not the weirdest, but the most frequent is, did you ever switch like your classes? They separated us after the second grade. So we did one time, we switched on the teachers, and they did not notice.
My proudest moment is probably our first national championship win in 2011, with a close second being the X Games win for the gold medal.
Easily the X Games, with everything that happened leading up into that event, with the team change that happened with Lethal leaving our team, and just the stage being at the X Games and on ESPN and all that, was probably the coolest moment of my entire life.
I'm married.
Well, I'll answer for him. Him and Towie actually are. That's his second wife. I mean, he has his real wife, and then Towie is actually his second wife. So don't let him fool you. Towie is definitely in a relationship with Lunchbox.
What are these questions?
Obviously me, but he chokes against me the most easily. Always.
I'd say that's probably true. There's no question about that. He rages way harder than I do. If you watch our practices, you can hear in the background a lot of times a swift punch to the table.
So I have this table, and thankfully it's more so just like a plastic table, but it's pretty mangled now because it's been punched many times. But he definitely gets under my skin in a lot of practices, and when things get heated, that's generally my go-to move. I would personally pick Ryan Towie. Ryan Towie is a pretty intelligent guy, and I think he'd make for a great president. So my vote goes for you, Ryan.
I was definitely her favorite son.
I mean, he's the youngest, so he's probably the baby, so I would say probably him, although it's
excuses.
Weak. Weak, Mom.
I mean, I don't have a brother, thankfully.
I got two.
You've got two?
Yeah.
Can you kind of relate to some of those questions?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah?
Every single
Does
one.
your mum not love you the most?
Yep. Oh.
I don't know where to go with that one.
No. I don't like how we're standing up either. It makes you look so much taller than me. When we're on the Pro League
I am
over
so
in
much
Europe,
taller than
yeah,
you.
I know,
Don't
but
make me look
people
taller
don't need
than
to
you.
know that. When we're in the Pro League in Europe, we're all sat down, and I actually sit up straight, so it makes me look a little bit taller.
You do
and
have
now,
like a starring role in The Hobbit. You could, especially with the facial hair, you could definitely,
rude.
and the legs.
talk about my legs.
They are very hairy.
Yeah, great.
Especially under thighs. Anyway, game number 3 is about to get underway. We're going to see Evil Geniuses. Can they survive this Team EnVyUs roster? Things are not looking good over on the side of EG. It's all about resetting, Harry. This is a tough one. And when you look at the map we're going into, Rig Strongholds, the slaying prowess and the slaying power, you've got to say, is most certainly dominant over on EnVyUs. How do you crack that?
The way you crack that is to grab the weapon on your screen right there, scatter shot. So many times in Pro League play, we see that weapon really define the gameplay that we see on screen. So watch for both teams to try and fight over that. Blue team definitely more favored to grab it off the start, but red team more likely to grab the camouflage. And looking across our screen, we Pistola actually trying to fight for that at the moment. Can't quite see where camouflage has gone for now, but we will see in the future if that scatter shot comes into play, and of course the railgun as well, which Lunchbox is moving for right here. Oh no.
It's questionable. He saw him and he still went for it. I mean, are we expecting like a thrust back or maybe just a bail? Oh, do you want the cloak of Invisibility, young wizard? There we have it. We'll put it on his back, and now he can creep around. And you give this man, I said this yesterday, you give him a power weapon, you give him a power up, you give him a tool of destruction, and you just buff him instantly. Lunchbox gonna try and bail with that railgun, which he does. We'll see Pistola get the reset down here on basement, but just standing on this platform, if anybody comes around the corner, anybody drops down on him, they're in a lot of trouble.
So check it out, no points on the board, almost a minute into the game. There you go, first point is on the board, but that really does speak to how important it is on Rig Strongholds to grab those weapons. It's Pistola now with the Predator combo, as you like to say, Sims. That camouflage and scatter shot, that's going to allow him to control this kind of area right here, the white hole. And oh, the cracking shot right there from Lunchbox. That's really actually quite a key kill, because now he could actually potentially get both the power weapons on the map in his possession. He doesn't shut Pistola down right there. He can control that white hole corridor, which is such a important position on the map, because you can see all three strongholds from that one anchor position. So very key kill right there from Lunchbox.
He did cap someone on the map. He just kind of caught it on the corner. He saw the radar, so he knows where these players are. But unfortunately, as he goes down the corridor, he just gets pinched and crunched together. We're going to stick on the side of Evil Geniuses because things aren't looking good. They are staring down the barrel of elimination right now, but we need to hear how the communication is. Are they lively? Are they pumped? Let's dive on in to an Astro listening.
Hit on in. White corner. On rail. Rails one hit up, guys.
Weak. I got him.
Nice.
He got it all.
There he is, sniper. Copy our base. I'm at nest.
Have to be our base.
Live. Watch barrel, Jason. Camel's like under best. He's gonna be camel spawn. Hold that in that back up those days.
You gotta live.
Watch out, white corner. Camel any second. I don't have a time. Play for kills.
One head.
Go big door. Big door.
They're on me sewer side. Basement window.
Watch out. Two guys basement at least.
I got one.
Look camel.
They're gonna take basement.
Camel.
Top rail, guys. It's up, Jose. If you go
Top rail weak, guys. Top rail weak.
Keep this guy going into white.
They were top rail. VR base also.
They have a scatter.
We have camel still alive. VR base weak. What's on? After VR base. And top rail. Camel spawn and bottom rail. Camel spawn and bottom rail. Under best. We need help. We're in VR with camel help.
I'm going basement.
They're in nest. Last guy. They're gonna spawn bottom nest.
They did. They're bottom nest. Going open field. He's weak.
Help Jason barrels. Get kills.
Gonna probably die.
Another one carbine. Bottom nest. Carbine open cat.
Justin's coming. Just live, Jose.
I'm at mid cat.
He's there at nest. One hit. Get nest. Take nest.
Long haul. One shot top mid.
I spawn behind him, bunker, guys.
They're gonna spawn bunker.
I'm gonna flank
They're gonna spawn bunker, then we're gonna push it. Got a triple cap. Watch carbine. Jason's gonna go SMG. Yo, I need help.
I'm here.
Wait, hold. We didn't cap it. We didn't cap nest. There's money carbine now behind us also.
Yo, top engine now.
You guys did one shot. Top engine one shot. One's absolute. One's
got one of them.
Starting to get some points on the board, Harry. I saw a couple of shake of the head now and again. I saw a couple of smiles as well. What do you think? What do you see so far? Obviously, they're getting back in this one.
Very impressive. We actually heard in the communication there from Evil Geniuses, Coach Ogre 2 saying, I don't have a time on this camouflage. We were on board with tapping buttons for the majority of that listening. He was controlling white hole corridor because he knew they didn't have a time on it. So as long as he was controlling that area on the map, they could potentially just, as Roy stays on the map, grab that camouflage. So very well played there from Evil Geniuses. Now they're going to know the timing on it. And that's going to be crucial going forward, because camouflage, very sneaky around the rig, you know, there's a lot of different movement mechanics you can utilize on this map. Now, for Evil Geniuses, the next kind of objective is making sure they're collapsing on spawns effectively. We saw a couple of times in the listening, they said, hey, let's let them spawn bunker and then let's push them. And instead, they had teammates kind of almost crying for help and saying, hey, we need to push this now. So yeah, I want to see them just kind of be a little bit more patient on their collapses here on the rig.
I think it's a little bit too late to ask the question, but I'm going to say, when you've got basement like this and you see Nest being captured, what's the play? Do you defend Nest, or do you just kind of beeline straight across to the opposing side and try and take BR to counter it?
I think right here, I like what Evil Geniuses is doing, kind of sitting here on this basement. I mean, you kind of see they're waiting for kills. They know Pistola does have the railgun. They've seen him in the kill feed getting kills with that, but the camouflage actually went over despite Evil Geniuses getting the last one to the side of Hook, as you can see in the kill feed. he's just picked himself up a perfect kill. So despite them getting the last camouflage sims, they're not able to grab this camo.
Now this is going to be rough, especially when you've got this man with a scatter and also with the camo as well. He can just peep and creep. They don't even necessarily really have to push the triple cap. You like to see it happen because that's, of course, how you play strongholds. Will duck down for a second. Grenade goes down. No hit markers are found, but it doesn't matter. Got one clip remaining in this chamber, and there it is. Kill easily. Takes him down, but he gets wiped out himself. Pistola picks up the railgun. Some more power weapon control going in the hands of Team EnVyUs. The Wizard looking to try and do wizardly things and stay alive, and at the moment, he's done it. The player gets duped, doesn't quite get the kill. Tapping button says, no, that's not happening, my friend. But it looked good, and then EnVyUs all of a sudden, they get a triple cap, but that is very short-lived as we are back 55 to 45. Envy, they're in the driving seat.
So this fight we're seeing on screen right now, congestion of that scatter shot is very important going forwards. Look at this push here from EG. This is all because they want that weapon. Great support there from Hook. And he's actually going to grab that weapon for himself. The ground pound does come in from an EG member, but he's going to be taken down by Hook surely. He bounces it off the floor to take down Falcated.
Lovely.
And now they're still in control, and with this power weapon in their possession here, Sims, this is looking very good now for Envy. They can start to push out, get a little bit more control of the map as Hook gets a stick despite being double teamed. They're in a really good position right here if they can salvage that scatter shot.
You were speaking about Evil Geniuses kind of committing for the scatter. Do you think they overcommitted a little bit too much? Because they were essentially just feeding who kills.
I think you had to fight for it. I think it was the right play to make. Pistola is still alive right here with the railgun. Hasn't really converted too many kills out of this. In fact, this is the new railgun that came up around a minute ago. So yeah, no kills right there for Pistola, but I think it's the right idea for Evil Geniuses, right? You have to try and contest that weapon. It's so important. We've seen in the past, players with the scatter shot just take over this map. So I like the idea of fighting around it, but unfortunately, they didn't win the team fight. Maybe something to work on in the future.
Time's a ticking. Camo has popped. Can we see tapping buttons? Get it? No. So it's not even burnt. It's still open game for anybody. One person will go flying off. Miquin perfects him flying through the air. What a magnificent job to stop that one player. We will see Nest be taken back. One person will drop back. Miquin's in all sorts of trouble. Nope, he's getting aggressive. Unfortunately, they will get that platform. All of a sudden, Evil Geniuses, their lifeline has once again been handed to them. Let's see what they can do. They don't have much time, or don't have much room, in fact, to play with, Harry.
No, 84 points for EnVyUs means they don't have that kind of cushion to fall back on. Seeing a couple of the EnVyUs players actually kind of overextend for kills. It was very important when we were on board with Miquin that he got that one kill to clean up in Nest, because if he doesn't do that right there, if he doesn't get that kill, that's all four alive for Evil Geniuses, and they could potentially roll for a triple cap. But right now they do have control, playing a little bit passive for my liking away from this Nest, because that player isn't going to peek out and they're just going to be able to grab that straight away. It's going to be Pistola grabbing that stronghold, and all of a sudden EnVyUs right back in scoring.
Yeah, it's rather unlucky. You're looking at it, you're just seeing that hill go down, ticking and ticking away. Nest congestion does go down. Lunchbox with the railgun once again, but it's not about these kills, not about these power weapons. It's about those plots. They are 10 points away from being booted off of the main stage at Championship Sunday and out of the competition. Honestly, things aren't looking good. They are getting the points once again, Harry, but as you mentioned, that cushion, the pressure. But the saving grace is that strongholds can be rubber band.
It can be very rubber bandy, like you say, but 2 kills in the kill feed for EnVyUs. This is going to be a key kill right here for Lunchbox if he can get it. But again, the scatter shot coming into play for a Team EnVyUs player. They are capturing the basement. That's going to mean total control for them. 2 more kills in the kill feed. In my opinion, Sims, this one is all over.
Oh, banks it off the floor, tags him up. Miquin, they come in, say hello, thank you very much. Triple cap in effect. Team EnVyUs, they move on in the bracket. Commiserations to Evil Geniuses. They will fall on the first game of Championship Sunday. Now, update from the floor. Liquid have just eliminated Era Eternity, so we do have that match set up. Team EnVyUs, they're going to be facing off against Liquid again to see who will back themselves that loser bracket spot.
So the top 4, pretty much as everyone predicted, right? You've got Team EnVyUs, Optic Gaming and Splice waiting in the winners bracket final, and then the next elimination match we've got coming up, I do believe, is going to be Liquid versus EnVyUs, like you just said, right? So the top 4, pretty much as everyone predicted, and it's business as usual once again for Team EnVyUs on Championship Sunday. I remember back at Worlds when they made that fantastic run all the way through the losers bracket. I mean, where players like Hook are turning up to Championship Sunday, first series of the day, dropping killing frenzies, snipe downs, dropping overkills in the very first game of the day. Yeah, I mean, how do you play against that? I personally don't even know.
23 and 9. 23 and 9.
It's not bad.
11 kill difference when we look at the kill feed. 62 kills going across to Team EnVyUs and 51 across to Evil Geniuses, we kind of mentioned before. It's not necessarily about the kills, it's all about those points. And Strongholds, it can be a little bit rubber band, but scatter shot. I mean, the railgun quite a bit, Harry. We have to say it was in the hands of Evil Geniuses a fair amount. However, that scatter shot just kind of did its work. You saw how many EnVyUs players just kind of constantly controlled that.
Yeah, you could see that Evil Geniuses had an idea of what they wanted to do and fighting several times around the power-ups and the power weapons that were on the map. But Team EnVyUs, they're so well drilled in these types of scenarios, right? They've been here, done that, and they've been a team for such a long time as well. So they're going to know each other's tendencies, where to go at certain points of the map. So yeah, very solid performance for Team EnVyUs. Looking forward to seeing them more going forwards.
Game 1, job done. Team Envy, they continue their bracket run. They want to make it back. They want another crack at Optic Gaming. And generally, that's what we've been seeing for a while now, this Optic and Team EnVyUs battle. However, there are new contenders. We've got Splice, we've got Liquid. It's going to be a very fantastic day. Make sure you stay tuned all day long. But for now, from us, that's game 1 done. Gentlemen over the analyst desk, it's back to you.
I mean, I've been working with Sims for about 2 years now, and I still don't know what he means when he says rubber band. Every single series, rubber band this, rubber band that.
Went straight over my head.
One day we'll find out. Right, so Envy moved forward with a 3-0. It looked pretty comfortable. Let's talk about game 1. Coliseum capture the flag. There were a few particular highlights. Talk me through it.
Yeah, we saw Optic Gaming go up early at the start, and then we saw EG kind of answer back, tied up 1-1. But I really got to give a shout out to Tapping Buttons. He really impressed me. When we were on his POV, a lot of incredible shots, and not just shots, his movement, incredible plays, getting that flag moved out of the base, just tossing it out to bottom middle. I couldn't believe he got it as far as he did when he was no shield across the bottom middle of the map. But on top of that, I believe we are going to play some clips here. We do have an incredible clip from Hook, who was able to dodge 2 rockets and end up taking down Lunchbox to keep their flag alive. 1 and 2 flag beat down to take him down. I mean, and that flag stays alive. And then after that, you saw Snipe Down go on an overkill, and then they get the double cap to close out the game.
Did he dodge 2 rockets, or did the rockets just miss it?
I think he dodged the second rocket.
There was a bit of a thrust action, wasn't there?
I think the first one, he was kind of moving towards that direction. It ended up going in his favor. But that second rocket, I mean, if you're Lunchbox there, that's a rocket you really have to hit.
Yeah.
And that it's not really something common. You see Lunchbox miss like that, and Hook really took advantage of that. That door was open. He took that door, and then he kept that flag alive. So, I mean, that just shows how incredible Hook is, just individually able to make that right play at the perfect time, at the clutch moment, and it does come down to those moments in certain games.
So game 1 went to Envy then. EG's chances of getting back in the series was a Plaza Slayer. Unfortunately, didn't go so well. What did you see, Nighty?
That was what I was banking on, was hoping that they could take this Slayer. It just was a Mikwin show with the snipe. He was able to control it the entire game, but what you weren't seeing was what the rest of Envy were doing. They were surrounding him and totally protecting him. You didn't see him contest it at all. Pretty much people were just walking into his point of view, and he was getting those quick shots off. He was contesting freely. He had all the confidence in the world that his team would have his back, and that is a huge deal. You can't just give all the credit to him. There was some amazing things that Snipe Down was doing, Hook was doing. They were all just moving around the map perfectly in an aggressive fashion, and it was just outperforming EG.
The manipulation of that map from Envy was perfect. And then we moved to Rig Strongholds. And this was where I thought the saving grace for Evil Genius would have been. I looked at the Pro League results. I looked at Scrim results. Evil Genius in Pro League Series, they had beaten both times on Rig Strongholds. They'd taken 2 games off of these guys. I was thinking, okay, so Rig Strongholds is good for them. In the last scrim in July, EG had beaten them on Rig Strongholds. But unfortunately, they just couldn't get there in the end. There was one big triple cap that came out of Envy, and after that, they were just too far behind. Is there anything that you saw, Mike?
I think something to definitely point out towards the latter part of this game, right here, exactly where Hook had the camo scatter shot, made it a phenomenal play by not shooting a player that he saw in the distance. He ended up just playing it sneaky, just playing it patient, playing like the Predator mode, as Sims would say, and just playing that sneaky. There's no reason you want to expose yourself and just start shooting and rampant fire when you have camo. You can sneak up on your opponent, and that's exactly what Hoot did. He capitalized on that moment.